rich, I'm bad and bougie. Sipping champagne and jacuzzi.
Hey guys, hope we're doing very well. In today's video, I'm going to talk about my Medusa piercing or Philtrum piercing, whichever one you want to call it. I think the technical term is Philtrum piercing, but like the slang word for it or the casual name for it is a Medusa piercing. If you don't know what that is, it's the piercing in the middle of my moustache area, right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I had it changed yesterday for a much smaller bar, as in lengthways, and as for the ball that goes on top, I chose a flat ball, if that makes sense. So it's basically just a diamond within my moustache area. It's a very small thing. So 3 weeks ago, Thursday, today is Thursday, the day that I'm filming this anyway, I got my Medusa piercing. I've wanted it for a while. I mentioned it in a previous video where I just casually mentioned that I had a new piercing, but yeah, I wanted it for a while. So I just randomly, you know, went to a piercing studio and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Let's just do it today. I've got a day off and I'm just going to do it. So I'll quickly talk about how the piercing went as itself. So I walked into a piercing studio that was quite well known in my area. It's quite a popular place to get piercings. They have a good reputation. So I went to that one just because, you know, I've been pierced by the piercers in that studio a few times. And yeah, I just went to something that I know or knew. So I went into the studio and there was two guys at the reception and I was just like, oh hey, is there a piercer in today? I'd very much like my Medusa piercing. And they both like looked at each other and they're like, and I was like, what does that mean? And they're like, I'm the piercer. One of them said, I'm the piercer. I was like, oh cool, okay, are you okay to do that today? It was kind of awkward. And he was like, yeah, sure. And he gave me this form and you just basically fill out all the details, like your date of birth, your name, if you have any allergies, you know, the usual piercing thing where you just fill out all this form situation. It's quite a long one, but they have to do it to cover their back and to help you as well. So I filled that out and then I gave it back to the piercer and then he set up his little studio area room thing, so he obviously cleaned it all up and what have you. And then he called me into the room and he was like, oh, take a seat there. And he sort of looked at my mouth and he was like, smile. And I was like, and then he was like, close your mouth. And I was like, and he was like, and he was really struggling to line this piercing up. So he hadn't even done a dot yet, but he was like, right, okay. And I was like, I was just like, have I got an uneven face? And he was just like, and I was like, you can tell me the truth. Have I got an uneven face? And he was just like, yeah, a little bit. And he's like, I don't know whether to line it up with your teeth or line it up with your nose because they're both off centre. Not crazy amount, it's not like Tom Cruise or anything like that, but they're both unaligned. So the middle of my teeth is unaligned with my nose. So I can't remember which one he lined it up with. I'm pretty sure it's my nose that he lined it up with. It's not like a massive issue. It's not a big deal. Like I just draw my lipstick different compared to how I used to do it. Like I just move my Cupid's bow along a little bit because I have quite a prominent Cupid's bow, so I sort of just, you know, move it along a little bit when I'm drawing on my lipstick or putting on my lipstick, so it's not much of an issue at all. So he put down a dot and then I could see what he meant by me having quite an unaligned face when it comes to like my nose and my teeth and mouth. They're just like all awkward. It doesn't look like it when you're like, I don't know, looking in the mirror or what have you, but when you really stare at it, you're like, damn, don't do it to yourself, you'll give yourself a complex. I could see what he meant when he said he was kind of struggling. There was nothing like I could do, he could do, he couldn't like knock out my teeth and he couldn't give me a nose job right there and then, so he sort of just put it in the best place, in the middle of everything basically. He tried. So he put on this little green dot and he was like, okay, how's this for you? And then obviously I realised that my face was very unaligned and I was like, yeah, okay, that'll do because, you know, we ain't got all day. We could be here all day trying to even it up with everything. And yeah, this I think is a good placement for me personally. Like I said, it's probably not in the middle of everything, but what can you do when you have an unaligned face? Anyway, so he got out the clamp of death. If you've seen my other piercing videos, you'll know I absolutely hate the clamp. I hate it when a piercer puts a clamp on me anywhere. If you've never had a body piercing before, basically a piercer has this clamp thing. It's like this weird looking tool that clamps the part of the body that they're going to pierce, just make it easier for them to hold, and it, you know, lines everything up and it's just easier for everyone involved. But I hate it. But this time it didn't hurt. I don't know why. I have a very fat upper lip. Fun fact for you guys, but I really do. So if I turn to the side, you can see it really does stick out a little bit, which, you know, it's good and it's bad at the same time. So I've got a lot of cushion there for a clamp, but getting it pierced wasn't fun. So he put on the clamp and I was just like, oh god, here we go. And then he got his needle and he, you know, pierced the fuck out of my lip. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I have a high pain threshold. I can sit through tattoos and I'm completely fine with it, you know, I just get on with it. But there's something about piercings that are a lot worse than tattoos, because like with tattoos it's just a continuous scratching feeling. With piercings, like you're being shot, you're being stabbed, like there is something going through your mouth, you know, and it hurts so much. I've always been a wimp when it comes to piercings. So yeah, he put the needle through a little bit, and then when he got, it was okay when he's like started stabbing me, but when he got to the middle of the inside of my mouth, like so the middle of this, like but inside, if that makes any sense, that's when I really felt it. And my eyes, oh my god you guys, so my eyes water at the best of times. Like I could just be playing World of Warcraft, right? My eyes will literally just start watering for no reason. I was just like, what the fuck is this about? Like I'm doing nothing, I'm not outside, I'm not communicating, I'm not sad, I'm literally just sitting there playing WoW, and all of a sudden these tears will just come down my face. I've got like blocked tear ducts, and I can have a procedure to change that and fix it, but you have to have needles in your eyes, so no thank you. I'll skip on that one. But yeah, so I had my eyes closed the whole time. I always have my eyes closed because I don't want to see a needle going through my face. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, that's gross. It will make me like throw up all over the place. I don't want to do that. So I had my eyes closed and I could just feel water just in my eyes. I was just like, as soon as my eyes open, Niagara Falls is just going to fall down my face. I know for a fact it's going to look like I'm crying in pain. It's going to make me look like a right old wimp. And I was just like, oh my god. So the needle continued going through like my lip. It felt like it was going on forever, but like I said, I have quite a thick upper lip. So that's why it felt like he was struggling a little bit. Like there is a lot of tissue, fatty muscleness going on in my mouth region. So he literally just popped it through, and it went through eventually, and I was just like, holy shit. And he's like, are you okay? Every time I get pierced, I get asked if I'm okay, like in a serious way. It's not like, oh, are you okay? It's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah! I must look so distraught when I'm getting pierced. I swear, I must have a look about me every time I get pierced, because piercers are genuinely fearing for my life. When they ask me if I'm okay, they're like, oh my god, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But I still have my eyes closed. And I felt like if I don't open my eyes, he's going to think I'm going to pass out. So I opened up my eyes, and then Niagara Falls happened. I was just like, boom! And all this water was streaming down my face. I was just like, oh god, this is so embarrassing. And he's like, oh, don't cry. And I was just like, oh, I'm not crying, and I'm not, I promise. It's just a reaction, like, you know, when you get your nose pierced, for whatever reason, my eyes water when I get my lip pierced as well, so. And he was like, oh, okay. So then he put in the jewellery, sort of just slid out the needle and put in the jewellery at the same time, if that makes sense. He did some sort of weird voodoo magic. I can't really remember because I couldn't see what was happening because it's, you know, in my mouth area. So, and I closed my eyes again just in case, you know, water starts coming from my eyeballs again. So I couldn't really see what was going on, but he ended up putting the jewellery in anyway, and then he screwed on the ball pretty damn tight, I may add, because I had a struggle taking this one out. I'll get to that in a moment. So yeah, that was that. So what happens when you get a lip piercing, or any piercing for that matter, most piercers will put in a longer bar just in case your mouth swells up, or your ear swells up, or your nipple swells up, or your navel swells up. They will always put in a longer bar just to accommodate any swelling. So if you have like a normal size bar, like the bar I'm wearing now, which is, you know, the bar you wear after the swelling, yeah, if you wear a shorter bar and your lip swells up, or your body part swells up, whichever body part you've had pierced, the bar will be like swallowed by all the swelling, and it will lead to infections and complications, so you always end up having a larger bar, which for the first couple of hours you're like, for God's sake, this massive thing is just hanging out of my mouth. I had this big spike hanging out of my mouth. I honestly feel like my lip didn't swell up that much. I don't think so. Liam said, oh yeah, it's swelling up, and I couldn't tell the difference, but that's because I have a fat upper lip, like I always have a fat lip. So I didn't even notice, but it did swell a little bit. I will say it, just a little bit, but I didn't notice it that much. It wasn't, you know, an inconvenience or anything like that for me. But yeah, so I sort of walked out the studio, and honestly the way my mouth felt, I could only describe it as what I would feel lip fillers to feel like. Like I felt like my lip was just like this, like I was just like, hello there, hello. Look at my mouth. Look at my mouth. Isn't it sexy? Yeah, it's got lip fillers, isn't it? No, but I literally just felt like I had something, some sort of procedure on my mouth, and I was just walking around like this, and I was just like, hello, hello, hello. Look at this. No. And that sort of feeling did last for about 4 days, I would say. I had this weird lip filler feeling in my mouth. I just felt like I had to walk around like this, like some sort of Instagram model, you know? I was just like, hey, how you doing, ladies? So that's how it felt for like 4 days or so, and then the pain, you know, subsided. I didn't take any like medication or anything. I know you can take either, is it ibuprofen or paracetamol, to help the swelling and to help the pain, but I was just like, fuck this, I'm hardcore, I'm just going to deal with it. For aftercare, I use saline solution. That's like contact lens cleaning solution, and I use that twice a day. Just, you know, this sound looks wrong, but I was just like squirting it like this on my lip, and then underneath I was just like, ugh, and I was kind of drinking it a little bit. It didn't taste great. But that's what you have to do really, and if it gets a bit gross at times, I only had like a couple of days where it was a little bit gross and a bit crusty, you just get a cotton swab or Q-tip, whatever you guys call them, squirt saline solution on it and just rub around it and what have you. But just make sure you get a lot of saline solution on there, but don't over clean it. Don't clean it like 3-4 times a day. Just do it twice a day. Don't play with it too much either, because you're going to irritate it. You've basically just got to leave it alone. But clean it twice a day, and that's what you have to do really. It's probably one of the easiest piercings I've ever had to look after. This has healed quicker than any of my other lip piercings. I had a Monroe piercing many years ago. I've had 2 vertical labret piercings. I've had a normal labret piercing at the bottom of my lip also. My normal labret piercing down here was a nightmare to heal. I just kept eating it. I kept chewing on it all the freaking time, and it just took forever to heal. My Monroe piercing, I don't even remember how quickly that healed, but I don't think it was as quick as this one. This is the quickest lip piercing I've had that's, you know, healed quick. So that was pretty much it really. Like it took, like I said, a couple of days to feel like it was getting better, and I had it changed yesterday, which is just under 3 weeks of me having it pierced. I tried to change it last week myself, but for the life of me, I could not unscrew that ball. I could not do it at all. I ended up buying gloves. Still couldn't do it. I couldn't get a grip on it. I tried using a plastic bag to get a grip of it. I've tried a lot of things to try and unscrew this, and in my head I was like lefty loosey, righty tighty, and it wasn't happening. I could not get it undone. So I had to go back to the studio for them to change it. I brought my own jewellery. I got my jewellery from eBay. I got a numerous amount of sizes because I didn't know what size to get. I'm not even sure what size I have in my lip now. I've got a feeling it might be 8mm. Don't hold me to that though, because again I have a fat upper lip, but I don't think it's 10mm. So it must be 8, because I've got a 6mm left. So yeah, it's an 8mm in my mouth, I'm pretty sure. And I've got a little gap there. I've got a little bit of room. You might not be able to see it, but I've got a little bit. So if I do this, it sticks out a little bit. That's perfect. You don't want it sticking out too much, but you don't want it so tight that when you do this, it doesn't stick out. Like, you need a bit of room, because sometimes when I wake up in the morning my mouth is like swollen. I don't know why, but my lips are just bigger than normal. It goes down after a while, but I have some sort of weird thing going on with my mouth sometimes, and my mouth will be sometimes bigger than it normally is, but it goes down. So you need a little gap there just in case. As for things you can and cannot do when you first get the piercing, I could eat fine. I ended up buying all these straws from Asda, like a big box thing, just in case I wouldn't be able to drink. I thought I'd be dribbling everywhere, but I could just drink normally. Like, it was fine. It obviously hurt a little bit, but it wasn't like horrendous. I thought I'd be in like agony, so I bought loads of straws. I didn't need them. I mean, I still use them. I love drinking out of straws because I wear lipstick all the time, so they come in handy anyway. So yeah, drinking and eating was absolutely fine. It just felt a bit weird. The only thing that was a bit strange is I couldn't eat with my mouth shut, which is just disgusting, and I hate when people do that. So I become something I hated, and I had to eat with my mouth open for about 4 or 5 days. And obviously I tried my hardest to keep my mouth shut, so, but it's more like that, like my mouth would close, but it was just felt so strange. But once the pain subsided and the swelling subsided, the little swelling that I had, it felt normal to eat like normal, you know. Now I can eat properly with the shorter bar in, and I haven't chewed on this bar yet. When I had the longer bar in and there was no swelling, it would get stuck on my teeth a little bit, and I would bite down on it. It was gross, it was horrible. I don't recommend that feeling to anyone. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. So they were all okay. I could drink, I could eat fine, you know, throughout. Nothing felt overly strange. It was obviously a new sensation, but it wasn't terrible. In case anyone cares or wants to know, when it comes to kissing, I did try, me and Liam did try to kiss. It was straight after, not straight after I got it done, but the day after, and it just wasn't happening. I just couldn't kiss him at all. It just felt weird and my mouth hurt, and yeah, it just wasn't happening So I don't recommend kissing someone anyway when you've got a new piercing. There's a chance it could get infected or what have you. But yeah, if anyone wanted to know, yeah, it was kind of impossible. It's okay now. I know someone out there would probably be curious as to know, like, what's it like to kiss with one of those things? But yeah, it was weird and I couldn't do it when I first got it done. I think that's everything I need to say. I hope I haven't missed anything out. But yeah, the whole experience was pretty fine. Everything healed quickly. Like, it's 3 weeks now and it's all good. The shorter bar's in. I can speak normally. I don't feel like I have to walk around and be like, hey, look at my mouth, loaders. Like, it feels fine now. It's completely normal. I can't really feel the bar in my mouth. I can sometimes feel it rubbing up against my, like, gum area and my teeth area now and then, but apart from that, it's nothing unusual, it's nothing strange, and it's a nice piercing. I really enjoy having it. I like the way it looks. I would highly recommend getting this piercing to anyone who wants it. I'd say go for it. It's easy to look after. It just feels a bit strange to start off with, but that's normal with every piercing, really. Well, facial piercing. But if you've got any questions, please comment down below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Anyway, hope you guys are all doing very, very well. And until my next video, bye.